To conclude, the financial benefits for JP Morgan of ThinkSheet's real-world, yesterday, today, and tomorrow platform will be exponential. This video is all about the cumulative benefits of ThinkSheet's professional intelligence platform, making the global thought process ecosystem possible. The starting point is a data ecosystem in the Google graphic that follows. Then ThinkSheet's visual intelligence platform that combines professional and artificial intelligence to create the global thought process ecosystem to be led by giants like Microsoft and Google in the US. Qualitative analysis is the biggest challenge for decision-making involving uncertainty. According to Mervyn King, former head of the Bank of England, during the financial crisis in his book, Radical Uncertainty, Decision-Making Beyond the Numbers. Jamie Dimon doesn't rely upon models for final decisions because they don't capture major catalysts like culture, character, and technological advances. And complex qualitative factors like supply chain issues, sanctions, and a reversal of QE in the face of unparalleled inflation are impossible to model. But he is unaware that ThinkSheet users, like the Morgan Stanley equity analysts, have been quantifying catalysts, complex qualitative issues, and thought processes as a whole since 2005. And users, like Bloomberg users, can see the reasons for their target prices, i.e., their thought processes. And all JP Morgan professionals can leverage the 200 plus professional intelligence models in the ThinkSheet model library to model their best thought processes. The real world is multidimensional and interconnected, as you can see in this map of Xi Jinping's Belt and Road Project by The Economist, driven by the new polycrisis buzzword at Davos. The core obstacle to modeling Jamie Dimon's qualitative issues is scoring symbolic language, illustrated by our often referenced MD Anderson Kansas City project, a catastrophic failure because the IBM Watson AI algorithms could not accurately score the acronyms of the oncologist. So how can JP Morgan leverage ThinkSheet's professional intelligence? Let's use the country risk reward use case we co-developed with a well-known strategist for a global investment bank. The model framework is comprehensive, versatile, and dynamic. First, the catalyst. Next, political and social submetrics like geopolitics and animal spirits. The risk factors are dynamic and vary by scenario, and X factors like new COVID variants, and of course, the numbers for economic and financials, which JP Morgan already has. The China soft versus hard landing scenarios were based in large part on the Bloomberg television debates between Stephen Roach, head of Morgan Stanley Asia, and Jim Chanos, the leading short seller, just after the financial crisis, whether China would experience a soft or hard landing. This is a quick view of the ranking of the 7 major economies in the soft landing scenario. Note, our videos are loaded with detailed use cases like this that you can review at your leisure. This view compares China's ranking of second for the Roach soft landing with 7th and last for Chanos hard landing. The one-pager changes in real time as their judgments change. Many of the issues are relevant today, and Roach and Chanos are still opining on China, making it easy to update the scenarios for their new positions. ThinkSheet is an enterprise application that all JP Morgan professionals can use to model their most complex and important decisions. And Jamie Dimon can use ThinkSheet to collaborate with maximum productivity with his business and AI leaders to make all of his most important decisions as CEO and communicate them to constituents like shareholders, employees, and regulators. Use cases include business resiliency, disruptive technology adoption, risk management, AI development, and a case study docuseries of how JP Morgan's use of ThinkSheet evolves over time, a goldmine of institutional knowledge. We now move to AI in the thought process ecosystem. AI competition and funding, government and private sector, is in a frenzy, like the growth of the internet in the 90s. The introduction of OpenAI last November has been a mega catalyst for AI becoming top of mind, not only for AI engineers, but also business leaders and individuals. Microsoft is considering increasing its initial $3 billion investment in OpenAI by $10 billion. Silicon Valley is in an investment frenzy over generative artificial intelligence, even amid the current tech gloom, with the Chinese trouncing the US in AI research output and quality. My co-founder, Dr. Roy Friedman, is a pioneer in AI and fintech and a professor of financial and risk engineering at NYU Tander School of Engineering. All of his students are Chinese, and all of his classes are virtual. Let's look at this Google AI graphic. Google describes its collection of components as an open, unified, and intelligent data ecosystem, with data at the core. And ThinkSheet's visual intelligence platform can elevate Google's data ecosystem into a far more valuable thought process ecosystem, with the ThinkSheet one-pager as the ultimate output, with Microsoft also a major contributor to the ecosystem. So what can your leaders do with the one-pager in meetings that they can't do with any other commercially available tools? Quantify their qualitative and quantitative analysis, see their whole story at a glance, iterate through what-if scenarios at speed of thought, and ThinkSheet generates their complete, precise answer as a set of scores for each scenario instantly, possibly on Bloomberg terminals in the future. For now, they can use our ThinkSheet Equities app on the Bloomberg app portal to forecast the price of JP Morgan stock, and our portfolio ranking app to rank JP Morgan relative to its global bank competitors under multiple scenarios, and then scale ThinkSheet to other asset classes and businesses. ThinkSheet's value proposition is an exponential increase in time to value for you and your customers. Better decisions plus reusable institutional knowledge by preserving the thought processes of your top minds in ThinkSheet model libraries. Time savings, faster decisions and workflows. Cost savings, your leaders create value in the ordinary course of business, such as routine meetings. They create far greater value with ThinkSheet than without it in the same amount of time. JP Morgan had a 2022 revenue base to grow of $132 billion and approximately $500,000 per employee, according to Burton Taylor, with a $14 billion technology budget. A tech strategist who has spent his entire career working with the C-suite and tech leaders at large financial institutions uses this graphic to explain why the collaboration between your business and AI leaders starts and ends with the one-pager and leads to a huge increase in productivity from the professional intelligence and artificial intelligence workflows in the smartphone analogy video. An analogy is Google scoring human intelligence first and then using AI to aggregate the scores to steal the search market from Alta Vista. ThinkSheet uses a similar sequence to solve the symbolic language problem, enabling professionals like the MD Anderson oncologist to score their acronyms and then have the AI aggregate the scores. In other words, PI first and then AI. ThinkSheet uses scores, transforms their judgments, data, and thought processes into maximum value data for the AI to process at minimal time and cost. Jamie Dimon's 66-page letter to shareholders on April 4th of last year is an example. We have modeled his thought process in the letter and integrated relevant modules in multiple use cases, such as business resiliency, global macro, and equities. ThinkSheet models increase cognition value, speed, and memory, shorten letters, reports, presentations, meetings, and conferences, and generate huge AI time and cost savings because user teams create their models in the ordinary course of business. By comparison, think of the extraordinary time and cost of gathering, training, and testing data to create AI-generated models of the thought processes of these people. ThinkSheet's unique qualitative intelligence platform provides the tools for professionals to quantify the qualitative and the quantitative and synthesize the two to model their best thought processes, i.e., their professional intelligence. The methodology starts with the qualitative intelligence, then the quantitative, and then the professional intelligence, and then links the professional intelligence, judgment status, thought processes, and scores to the artificial intelligence to create the Six Sigma synthesized thought process ecosystem workflow. This is a ThinkSheet home run, a profoundly more productive modeling workflow than just quant models and AI. So what assets and expertise will ThinkSheet provide JP Morgan? First, a scientific approach to qualitative analysis based on my experience as a lawyer, investment banker, and software engineer. The first question we ask is whether the best, fastest, and least expensive model input-output is a judgment. If so, we use it. If not, quant models, AI, and our reports. ThinkSheet's visual intelligence platform is unique, broad, and deep in terms of methodologies, assets, models, videos, and tools, and has been co-developed with premier professionals.